and welcome. Today I am going to name this drink bottle as a perfect gift using Cricut Vinyl and my Cricut Joy. Today I'm going to use Cricut Smart Materials and some transfer tape as well. So jumping into Cricut Design Space version 8.4, I'm going to go to the canvas. You can also press new project. I'm going to upload an image. So I am just going to drag and drop. I have a more detailed video of uploading images. I'll link that in the description. And I'm going to press continue. It's going to give me an option to rename it. I'm happy with the name. Tags are just for your reference as well. And press upload. Now we've got our green bar of slowness at the top. And our image has come in rather large and black. So the first thing I'm going to do is change my color so that I can make sure that I can see all my cut lines and make sure I'm happy with them. Next, I'm going to jump over to my camera and use my measuring tape. I work in centimeters. This works the same in inches. You just measure up your bottle and see what size you would like your design. I think a 9 centimeter design will work perfectly, and about a 3 to 4 centimeter name will fit the bill nicely. Fit the bottle nicely. Now, jumping back to Design Space, I am going to go up to the top toolbar, go to the More button, and I'm going to make my width 8.9 centimeters. And my dimensions are locked, so it's just going to shrink together. Next, I'm going to add some text, so I'm going to go to the Text button. Drag my text down to the bottom so that when I press onto the Font button, I will be able to see a preview down the bottom here. Now, I'm going to use a system font today. To learn how to download a system font, I'll pop a link to the detailed video below, and I'll pop a link to this font, Handleaf 3, in the description box below too. Now, you can see a design has previewed down the bottom. I am happy with that. We just have to remember with this font, we need to weld. Or just click off it, drag my text up. I am going to type in the name of the person who's going to receive the gift. This color is quite dark, so I'm just going to change it to same lighter color. Let me see if I can zoom that in. So here you can see with each letter, so is going to cut on its own. So that I is not going to join to the N, and the A, it's going to cut in between. Okay, so zooming out a little bit, I'm going to use those little arrows. I'm just going to get enough so that's on my screen. I'm going to pop the name in about the center. I'm going to select by going Shift and click on the Layers tab, both my layers, and I'm going to align and center horizontally. Now, next, I am going to rotate. You've got two options. You can use the arrow that comes a little curve and rotate. And because I want to do this one by eye, that is what I'm going to do. I'm also going to enlarge my letter. You can choose whether you have it attached at the top and bottom or whether you would prefer it to be completely separate. Now, if you would like to preview what that would look like, I'm going to go to Combined, Function, and Unite. This is an undoable function. I can also go into this at the moment in this version of Design Space, go into the name and just keep fiddling until I am happy. One of the catches with Unite is the contour button does not appear. So if you do want to contour out a few things, you will need to weld. I also find weld does cut faster when I am going to go ahead and finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate my project and I'm going to hide the duplicated one. Next, I'm going to go to the unhidden version and go to the Combined and undo the Unite. And then while it's still both layers are selected, I'm going to go Combined and Weld. Now, weld is not undoable, which is why we duplicate our project. However, the contour button has appeared. So now I want to try and find, what is that? Yes, I guessed correctly. I want to try and get rid of that gap. And I want to see if this one also, if they look okay. Yep, that looks better. And now all my letters, if I zoom in on them again, you will see that they have combined to each other too. So there's no line between the I and the N, and no line between the N and the A. Now I'm ready to cut. I'm just making sure my Cricut Joy is turned on, and I'm going to press the Make or the Make It button. And I'm using a smart material today, so I'm going to press on matte. This project will work on your mat as well. You can also go and fill in all of this gap on the side on the right with some stars or some shapes just for some stickers. Today, I need a rectangle sticker that's going to cover a barcode, so I'm just going to leave it blank today. We also don't need to mirror because we're working with permanent vinyl, and I'm going to press continue, making sure my Cricut Joy is turned on. Next, I'm going to select Smart Vinyl Permanent. You might need to use the Browse All Materials function. My Cricut Joy always needs more pressure. Practice with a test cut. Next, I need to jump to my camera. So what I need to do is open up my Cricut Joy. I need to open up my Smart roll. If it doesn't come out, you turn the inside of the roll and it hopefully will slide out. Now it's asking me to load, so I'm just going to go ahead and to line this up. Now I'm using my Cricut Joy today, so I need to go back to Design Space to press go, or you need to push the C button on your machine. This is one of my fast SVGs. However, we have welded it in Cricut Design Space, so hopefully it does stay fast. It looks like it is, which is fabulous. Because I'm using Cricut Joy, I need to press the unload button in Design Space or the unload button on your machine. And now I need to press the very important done button in Cricut Design Space to disconnect my machine. So next, I need to remove the vinyl from my machine and pop my Cricut Joy to one side. The next, I'm going to get out my trimmer. I don't actually need the extendable arm for this one. I'm not sure if you can see the design. It's white, so it's really hard to see. But what I do is I line up the edge of my design, which is here, with the edge of my ruler, pushing my blade towards the flat edge that I've lined up my material on. And I will repeat that to get this top scrap. And then this is our design. I'll put my trimmer away. Okay, so for weeding, the first thing I'm going to do is I have created a weeding box in this SVG. So I'm just going to pull around that edge. And now I'm going to wrap this around. And I'm going to stick it on the side. So I've got a sticky pad here, so I can find the next layer. So the next layer is this border. And we've cut a border to help with the weeding. And also, if you want to, this is optional, use something like Mod Podge to seal it. It will give you a nice border. Or it's just a nice way to weed. Makes it much easier. So look how quickly I'm managing to weed this. Pulling things up 45-degree angle, watching out on your design, making sure everything comes up. So now I can stick that to that. So now we need to pull up our scroll. That'll give me a really good. So if you wrap that around backwards and stick it down, and then when I'm pulling up something little like the A, inside of the A, and you can just stick it down like that. Too easy. So now I've got my tweezers to do the last little bits. So I've got my transfer tape. You can get full-size transfer tape or Joy-size transfer tape. Now, I'm just going to get, I have the perfect piece pre-cut. So let's just use that. Sometimes things just work. I will need to cut this transfer tape down though, because it's not going to work. You need to burnish your design to your transfer tape. Flip it over. Now, I'm going to try and keep that edge up. Last little bit. There we go. And see, I've left the border on the thing, but I can use it later if I wish. So I've applied this design to a clean piece of baking paper, and that I'm going to be able to use that to line this up. Then I am going to rub with alcohol. Now, some bottles will have a clear line as to which is the front. This bottle, I can't find it. I will probably find it after I've done the design. Now, I'm just going to line this one up by eye and transfer my design. Now, I'm going to taco my design and apply with a scraper and then remove the transfer tape, and that's perfect. Zoom it out so you can see what it looks like. There we go. Whole drink bottle there. perfect for gifting. You can do that as is. Some people like to put this dishwasher safe Mod Podge on. That is completely optional. Some people don't recommend it. Some people do. Just depends on the design and who you're giving it to. But this is not a dishwasher safe product, so I'll probably leave it as is. Up next is how to create a custom T-tip from scratch, including making a custom swing tag and changing the branding over. In the meantime, check out the video on your screen. Happy crafting!